a groundbreaking exploration of South Asia. CCTV cameras visit Bhutan, India and Nepal, shedding light on these exotic countries and the lives of their people. A traditional artist, a dancer, a rebellious youngster, an archer, a pilot. People from very different backgrounds paint for us a full picture of what it's like to live in the region. By knowing the people, you can know how South Asia is changing. Images of South Asia, coming next on CCTV News.
It's break time at the temple school. Dorji and his classmates are collecting the flowers left by worshippers. As one of the older students, Dorji is entrusted with looking after the school's shrine. He will tidy up the hall and then carefully clean every vessel before laying the flowers in front of the statues of the Buddha. This is his routine every day. He enjoys it, as he regards everything he does as a prayer from the heart. Dorji's school is located outside Thimphu, capital of Bhutan. Landlocked among the Himalayas, Bhutan is a largely Buddhist country. Most of the population are Tibetan Buddhists, although a quarter are Hindu. Traditionally, Buddhist boys, when they reach the age of 5, are sent by their parents to a temple school. There, the education combines modern subjects, such as the natural and social sciences and humanities, with religious teaching.
Lo dindesigare lo giustizinalici mama dedele canela zinave zotnize aslatma sna lo giusto jasade tuma beshata lo beshata de lo jamade chignazi jamade chignazi hemadma school beshata chili aida bichiga seda bolu charbe himade aida bolu
The students get up at 4:30. Morning prayers are from 5:30 to 6 o'clock, and breakfast is at 8 o'clock. The day's studies begin at 9. The subjects they study include painting, poetry, scripture, astronomy, and Buddhism. Football creates a link between these child monks and the secular world. Underneath the robes, their hearts are just as spirited as any other boys. Lessons are over at 5 p.m. and Dorji and his schoolmates gather in the schoolyard. This is their only free time during the day. Dorji is a year away from graduation and he has a plan for his future. From the hillside where Dorji's school stands, a castle can be seen in the distance. This is Thimphu Dzong, one of the largest and most modern in the capital. It's also the venue of the biggest gathering of the year in Bhutan, the annual Mask Festival. Dean Shiring and his fellow performers from the Bhutan School of Traditional Arts get to the Dzong early for their show today. From early morning, people dressed in their holiday finest begin to arrive. Some of the men are wearing a white kabni scarf, part of the formal dress for a Bhutanese male. Depending on its colour, the kabni indicates the wearer's social status. Yellow is for the king, white for commoners. The women's scarf is called a rachu. The name Bhutan is thought to derive from a Sanskrit term meaning end of Tibet. The country's proximity to Tibet meant that at one time Chinese influence was strong. This was seen in the clothing. The Bhutanese typically used to wear hand-woven striped fabric, but when it became expensive, it was replaced by cheaper textiles imported from India. In a shop on Norton Street, women are trying on dresses. The father wants to buy his son a traditional robe called a go. It has no buttons and is secured by a belt, known as a kira, around the waist. The cuffs are rolled back to reveal decorative white lining. There is a pouch at the front. This is the national dress of Bhutan, worn to work or to school. The music indicates that inside the Dzong, the show is starting. The Mask Festival honours Padmasambhava, a revered 8th century Buddhist master. Held in Thimphu every autumn, it opens and closes with a performance of national singing and dancing. The main show tells the story of wise men subduing demons. It's a popular belief here that knowing a demon's face dissipates the fear of it. Clowns go among the audience to make the entertainment more interesting. And they have another task, collecting money to pay the performers. From time to time, they also go inside the temple to collect donations. In the square, the show's heating up. time to time, the wise men run among the audience, beating their drums and blessing people by touching them on the head with their drumsticks. The festival can go on for 4 or 5 days. Every day, over 1,000 people will come for a blessing. The singers begin the finale, but even with the show ending, Shirring can't rest yet. Another of his duties is as a member of the preparatory committee for the King's wedding. The young king's wedding is to take place at the Thimphu Stadium, a week after the Mask Festival. Shirring's task is to arrange for the program to be printed at the Bhutan news agency.
$10.70 lah.
10,000 till Mala.
That's 3D.
Ba inola.
3D. No. Ba ina mishti to ba.
Ba inola.
Ba le jimi to ngada sarizirta. Mishti zimba.
Wow.
This is from China. Buying cost was very cheap. Quality good.
Wow.
There is only one laser printing workshop in Bhutan, and it's printing the king's official wedding photographs. While Shirring is busy with the wedding preparations, a group of young workers are climbing a mountain trail to the east. They are visiting the site of a huge Buddha that's under construction. Che Chu is on the phone. It's a rare day off for the workers, and he's inviting more friends to join them. Bhutan is a developing country, reliant on the economic pillars of agriculture, hydroelectric power and tourism. Under the impact of globalization, in recent years the income gap between urban and rural areas has widened. As a result, more rural youth, like Chuchu, are coming to find jobs in the cities. But now it's getting harder and harder to find a decent job in Thimphu.
But it's very difficult to get a job in the capital in this modern world. It's very competitive. Whatever we do from starting, if we didn't take care, it's very difficult. So that we'll end up nowhere. Nowadays, especially youth or students, mostly they are drug addicts. If we couldn't control our mind.
Chechu comes from a village in eastern Bhutan. He dreams of working in the movies. He studied at a Buddhist school and is now employed as a cameraman at the country's only television station. Even though it's a steady job, money is still tight, and he has to make sacrifices.
Sometimes I never used to take lunch, so I come back in the evening. I'm taking dinner only. That's the vision of my life. It's depending upon the partner whether we take or not. If you take time and again, then definitely we need to take on the time. But if we didn't take once, there's nothing we never meant to leave behind. It's okay. We can work whatever we do in the office. It's only.
Despite the hardship of city life, he is not deterred from pursuing his dream.
Yeah, but not that much bad way, but some part. Joining in the film industry, I didn't find a profession of life. My aim is to become just a cameraman. I already planned that, and I have one script to make a movie. I like a love story, so that I have written a love story. So, dream is quite far. So then, if you work, what we dream, I think the one day dream will be fulfilled. That's my life dream.
At the Dordenma Buddhist construction site, a team of Chinese builders are at work. They've been in Bhutan for nearly a year. With their skill and hard work, they've earned the respect of the local people. But they miss their homes and seize on every opportunity to talk about life back in China. They're also happy to talk about the statue of the Buddha they're erecting. In the course of the past 3,000 years, numerous statues and temples honouring Sakyamuni have been erected in Bhutan. Even so, the Master Longevity decreed that another temple and statue should be built.
I go India, they say cannot do. Somebody say Burma better. I go to Burma. Any you can do over 100 feet. They say can be done, but they say take 10 years. Wow, 10 years. I cannot think in this. So then I go to Bangkok, Thailand. Thailand, but northern Thailand they built to the same company called Nanjing people. After 1 year they built shipping here. In shipping we find out which way, then send to Nanjing, Singapore. Singapore take 2 weeks. Singapore then change another normal ship. Singapore 3 weeks keeps the Singapore port. Singapore to keep ship to Calcutta, India, then India to bring here. I decide to make Buddha future who change people. They be respect, they no respect, they believe or don't believe. Even hunter, fisher also they can see. Even animal fly also. Whatever is front of the Buddha, then shower of the Buddha, raining go to the river, then ocean. How many unlimited insect they receive the blessing? They're free to suffering, 18 to pure life. Is what Buddha himself explanation.
In the afternoon, the preparations for the king's wedding are continuing in Thimphu. In Paro, all the students must get to school before 8 a.m. for morning prayers. 92% of Bhutanese children attend primary school. However, the country has only 8 universities, far from enough to meet the needs of all of its high school graduates. So many students study abroad, either on government scholarships or at their own expense.
We can redefine them according to our own paradigm that is just to be optimistic in every situation. Because we know for sure nothing is more powerful than our will, our hope and our positive attitude. Because we know the sun will come back. Because we know that things will always get better.
Even at the most modern schools, the curriculum includes Buddhist education. The authorities are anxious to encourage the young people's spiritual development.
Why? Because when 5 is being
Nima is in the 12th grade at Tenzin Middle School. Today is a normal school day, so he's wearing his school uniform.
number 2 on face nations. Is that clear? Okay, now look.
Nima's mother died young, and his father is elderly. So he's looked after by his sister, who works at Paro Airport. Located in a valley 50 kilometres west of Thimphu, Paro is one of the more developed cities in Bhutan, a key point on the trade routes between Bhutan and Tibet and India in the past. Paro today remains a main axis of land transport with India. The city also has Bhutan's only international airport. This ancient valley is home to over 30,000 people. Its location means that historically the area has been heavily influenced by Tibetan culture. A temple stands on a mountainside 10 kilometres outside Paro. Known as Tiger's Nest Monastery, it's famed as the place where Bhutanese history began. Legend has it that in the 8th century, Buddhist master Padmasambhava came here from Tibet, riding a flying tiger to battle demons. After defeating the demons, he meditated in a cave. His disciples subsequently built the temple on the spot, which has become a modern symbol of Paro and of Bhutan. A country with lush vegetation, Bhutan is 72% covered by forest. 20% of the country's 38,000 square kilometre territory is under snow all year round, and 98% is mountainous. So, a football pitch is considered a luxury. Nima and his teachers and schoolmates are busy. They're clearing the land to create a football pitch for their school. The Bhutanese government considers education to be the key to modernisation. Nearly 1,000 Bhutanese civil servants and students go to study abroad every year. 99% of them will return home to work after graduating. Two years ago, Nima's teacher Young Jin returned to Bhutan from Australia. After school finishes at 4 p.m, Nima heads off to join his friends. They consider this to be when their day really begins. years ago, Nima and his schoolmates started something very rare for Bhutan, a hip-hop street dance troupe.
Before, when we used to dance in our place, like hip-hop, people used to think that, what kind of dance is this? They must be a psycho. No, mental problem. People are thinking like that, and our parents also telling that don't look at the other culture, but we can't ignore our interests and our talent, because we have to follow our talent.
Until 1999, Bhutan was largely cut off from the outside world. But then the country opened up the satellite TV and internet markets. Nima and his friends, for the first time, caught a glimpse of different cultures. They decided to take up hip-hop street dancing. They saw it as a way of expressing themselves and of forming a bridge between Bhutanese and Western cultures.
It is right that we have to wear our national dress. Only countries have national dress, and our school and kira. It is uncomfortable. According to the dance, Western dance, we can't wear a coat and dance, because we have to jump here and there, and I think.
However, there are many people in Paro who disapprove of Nima and his group. They label them poor students and object to their non-conformity to the accepted lifestyle. But others hail them as a brave minority who are following their hearts and doing something different.